I recently had the chance to test the Lenovo Slim 5i laptop, a machine aimed at pure performance and portability. But as portable as the Lenovo Slim 5i is, a 16-inch laptop can't really be called portable, right? This brings me to this machine right here. This is the MSI Stealth 14 Studio laptop, a gaming machine that packs all the raw power that you'd need in a relatively compact and light shell, all for under 2 lakh rupees. But is it really worth it? Can performance and portability go hand in hand with this MSI Stealth 14-inch laptop? Let's find out. Hello everyone, I'm here for Fiber and this is my review of the MSI Stealth 14 Studio laptop. It looks classy and stylish. Honestly speaking, after using the machine for quite a while, I still can't believe that this is a relatively light gaming laptop. In fact, it weighs slightly more than a MacBook Pro 14-inch, which by the way is not a gaming laptop. Anyway, before we proceed with the rest of the video, consider hitting that red subscribe button for detailed tech videos and also turn on the bell so that you don't miss any of our latest updates. With that said, let's get started. So I love the design and build of the MSI Stealth 14. So MSI has used some magnesium aluminum alloy for the construction of this laptop, and this is the main reason for the lightweight design. Plus, one other good thing is that it does not catch fingerprints. Now, you can argue that the white color, of course, is good for hiding fingerprints, but even the deck area, which carries a black color scheme, does not catch fingerprints or smudges all that much, so that's a plus. The display sports slim bezels. The laptop does not wobble while I used it placed on my thighs, although I won't recommend doing that. The cuts and contours of the machine give it a very sharp and modern outlook. And overall, the MSI Stealth 14 Studio looks and feels fantastic. I mean, personally, I am a fan of 14-inch laptops. In fact, my personal computer is a MacBook Air that you must have seen in other videos. And having a gaming laptop that is of this size, 14-inch size, and it's quite portable at night, I mean, it will be appreciated by a lot of folks. But for all the hardware that MSI has packed into this machine, how's the performance and the thermal management of the Stealth 14 Studio? I will tell you everything in just a bit. First, let's talk about the other aspects of this laptop, that is the display, keyboard, trackpad and all that stuff. So ports, well, there aren't a lot of them here, and I believe to keep up with the aesthetics of the MSI Stealth 14 Studio, this is the area where the corners have been cut. On the left, there's a proprietary charging port, an HDMI port and a Gen 2 Type-C port. On the right is a headphone jack, a Gen 2 Type-A port and a Thunderbolt 4 Type-C port. There are ample amount of vents for heat dissipation on the left, right and rear, and they work fine. You know, for once, I can still accept the fact that this laptop has a decent amount of ports. I mean, if I am missing some port, then I can always use a USB hub. Although what is not acceptable is the fact that this laptop does not have an SD card slot. I mean, a laptop that is aimed at gamers and creators, there should have been an SD card slot on this machine. That is definitely missing. Moving on, the MSI Stealth 14 Studio features an 8-bit 14-inch Quad HD Plus IPS LCD display with a 240Hz refresh rate. It's an anti-glare display with a 16:10 aspect ratio and up to 450 nits brightness. In a nutshell, this is a well-tuned IPS panel, and playing games or watching content is a delight. Brightness-wise, it's also got you covered. In fact, the multimedia experience is quite good on this laptop, and this is one particular gaming laptop that I have really enjoyed watching videos on or playing games on. It gets 2 speakers plus 2 woofers tuned by Dyna Audio, and in the world of Windows computers, the audio output is really good. Listen. Going by the word on the street, Honor might position the smartphone as an upper mid-range offering in India, and its pricing can be around 30 to 35,000 rupees. So right now I'm recording from the webcam of the MSI Stealth 14 Studio. This is a 720p webcam in the dead center, in the top bezel. There's also camera shield right here for privacy purpose. Good addition, but the camera itself is not very good. It has focusing issues. The overall quality looks quite bad. How does my audio sound? You can let me know everything in the comments, and what do you think about this in the comments. So you just saw the webcam sample. What do you think about its quality? In fact, if you ask me, I think a 1080p webcam would have made more sense for the kind of laptop this is and for the kind of price this laptop is retailing for. However, if I take into consideration the display, the audio performance and the overall multimedia experience of the MSI Stealth 14 Studio laptop, I think this one stands tall. Now let's talk about the keyboard and trackpad. Okay, this right here is a RGB lit chiclet keyboard with good key travel and no flex. And while at first the keyboard might feel cramped to you for a gaming laptop, a couple of my friends did point out at this, but personally I did not face any issue with the key spacing or while using the keyboard altogether. However, yes, using the arrow keys is very annoying. They are too small, and I would say in reality the arrow keys do feel cramped. But then navigating and scrolling can be taken care of with the trackpad, so you don't need the arrow keys that much. And this trackpad has a decent size. The good thing is it is placed in the dead center, and with support for all the Windows 11 gestures, the trackpad is pretty good. Okay, now's the time for the real stuff. How is the performance? How's the endurance of this machine? How's the thermal management? Let's go at it one by one. So my review of the MSI Stealth 14 Studio is the mid variant featuring a 13th generation Intel Core i7-13700H CPU with 14 cores and 20 threads. There's dual channel 16GB LPDDR5 RAM paired with 1TB NVMe PCIe Gen 4 SSD storage. For graphics, there's the NVIDIA GeForce 4060 GPU with 8GB VRAM. Before talking about the performance, a quick look at the benchmarks. Okay, in Cinebench, the 13700H chip scored very good numbers both in terms of single core and multi-core performance. In fact, the numbers are very much in line with the 13700HX chip from Intel, which is currently the best i7 mobile CPU you can get for a laptop. In Antutu also, the 13700H posts a top tier score. In fact, looking at both the CPU and GPU scores in the realm of 600,000 to 650,000 suggests that be it for general tasks or playing any sort of AAA title you can think of, the MSI Stealth 14 Studio should not break a sweat. But do the numbers translate into real world performance? Well, I tested this laptop and played 3 games that I love a lot, AAA titles. Those were GTA 5, Control and Forza Horizon 5, and here's what I found. Now, I had mixed feelings while gaming on the MSI Stealth 14 Studio, and I'm not saying in terms of performance, I'm talking in regard to the thermal management. Let me explain. So Forza Horizon 5, I was able to play this game at high graphics preset at a 1080p resolution with VSync turned off, and the game ran smoothly as silk. I was hitting upwards of 120 FPS constant, and ever so rarely during hours and hours of playback, I would notice a frame drop or a stutter. The thing is, while the laptop is able to handle the load, it gets very loud. In fact, GTA 5 also returned the same sort of performance that I was getting with the Forza Horizon 5. So FPS was in the realm of 130 to 150, which is very solid. And in fact, I was able to run GTA 5 at Quad HD plus resolution. So in a way, GTA 5 was even better. But the main problem that persists is the laptop getting loud, because once the fans kick in, it gets annoying. And by the way, the fans do a very good job of dissipating the heat, but the loudness does get unbearable if you're not playing games on headphones, which is what I did for the most part. Finally, I also tried my hands on with Control to test out how this laptop will deal with ray tracing features. And to my surprise, with full HD resolution, graphics set to medium with ray tracing also set to medium, the MSI Stealth 14 Studio was able to run Control decently well, and the graphics were also rendered just fine. In fact, whenever I tried dialing up the graphics quality, the laptop could not handle it, and for a higher frame rate experience, I did not want to go for lower graphic settings, but the way I had set it up, getting 50 to 60 FPS constantly with ray tracing turned on, I think the Stealth 14 Studio performed just fine. You see, overall the problem is not the performance. The performance is solid. The problem is that because of all the top tier hardware packed in a relatively compact body for a gaming laptop, the machine runs hot. Thankfully, the deck region where the hands rest does not get hot. The keyboard gets slightly warm, but nothing uncomfortable. However, as I earlier said, that gaming while the laptop is on your thighs is not at all suggested. I mean, trust me, it gets toasty. Okay, on to the endurance, and what you get here is a 4-cell 72-hour battery with support for 240-watt charging, and while the charging speeds are good, the endurance is not. As a matter of fact, when it comes to the general performance of the laptop, like watching videos, browsing the web, or typing, which I did a lot for writing my scripts and articles, the Stealth 14 Studio performs brilliantly. The thing is, unplugged, the battery life is abysmal. On a single charge with normal tasks such as typing, watching some YouTube videos, and browsing the web side by side, made the battery go from 100% to 0% in just about 4 hours on a constant basis. So using the laptop while unplugged is definitely not suggested. Now, time for the verdict. With all things said, I've had an overall positive impression of the MSI Stealth 14 Studio. You see, if you want a high-performing gaming laptop that looks good and is also thin and light to carry around, in that case, at a price of about 2 lakh rupees, it does not get any better than this. I would also say once again that despite the compact size of this machine, the potent hardware that you get here lives up to the name and performs exceedingly well. The only downside, however, was because of its compact size, a lot of heat is generated, and while the heat dissipation is good, the process where the fans get loud, that can be annoying. So if you want a top tier 14-inch slim and light gaming laptop, this one won't disappoint. However, do keep in mind the points I just mentioned. And also, if size is not an issue, then I would really suggest checking out the Lenovo Slim 5i gaming laptop. Even that machine for a 16-inch size is relatively compact, and it does not cost as much as this MSI laptop. The review is in the card above. Either way, Fiber rates the MSI Stealth 14 Studio laptop a 7.5 on 10. Rest you guys let me know your thoughts about this machine in the comments below. As always, for all the latest in tech, stay tuned to Fiber. I'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.